Hi everybody, Steve Degnan, advisor board member and former chief HR officer with more free advice. Comes with a money back guarantee if you don't like it. Today is part 3 of 6 on the before and after of layoffs. And we're going to call this one Being in the Know. And this is so that you know as much as you can before some negative employment action may or may not happen. Let's start with read and research. So we all need to subscribe to business news or news about our industry and really find reliable, unbiased sources to do that with. I used to recommend the Wall Street Journal. I think there are other very valid sources of information. You find your own, but make sure you're reading those headlines every day. And then going a bit deeper. There's the macro, and then there's your industry. So you want to know what's going on in your industry. I'm a former consumer products guy. I still subscribe to some consumer products newsletters to keep abreast of what's going on in that industry. Next, company performance. Know what they're saying internally, but also if it's a public company, take a look and find the analyst reports on your business. If you don't have those to go off of, have a simple Google alert scheduled to come to you every day using your company's name. Okay, next, let's talk about those macro unemployment reports. They're okay, and we need to know what they are, but we need to go a layer deep and know what's going on locally and in our state and in our industry and in our sector, and understand that parts of the country are doing better than others. You may be in a more competitive employment market depending on where you live. Also understand that white-collar unemployment tends to run lower than blue-collar unemployment. They're all mixed together, though, in that macro number that comes out every month. So dig deeper into that so you're more informed. Next, there are two types of people in your company you need to be close to. HR people and finance people. Those finance people understand performance in the company better than most, and HR people are planning for and dealing with both the results of growth and decline. So both of these groups of people are good to have relationships with. You may pick a few things up. Finally, here's a story to end on. One of my relatives was so clued in at her company during a big layoff phase at the Big Three in Detroit in 2009. After the recession, the automotive industry was severely affected. Anyway, my relative was so clued in through her network and reading the tea leaves that when they finally came to her to give her the news that she was being laid off, she had shipped all of her stuff home. She was ready and just surrendered her badge and credit card and walked out, not wanting to deal with any of the nonsense. And your goal is to be that smart, that clued in, that in the know, that when they finally come,